Hey everybody, it's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean, and I'm looking forward to guiding you through today's Tabata HIT circuit. I've put the moves that we're going to do in the description. So you're going to want some kind of weights, definitely for the round two move for our bicep curls to overhead presses. You don't have to use weights for any of the other exercises. It's up to you. Gather your props. And props to you for showing up today. Just gonna make sure everything's streaming okay. Looks like it is. Let's do it. All right. Start to come into a little bit of a jog. We'll take a quick warm up because I know we'll be able to warm ourselves up a bit with the moves that we're actually doing today. If you don't have a lot of space, you can keep jogging in place. If you want to get that heart rate up a little bit more, start to take advantage of the space that you do have. Find a little bit of forward and backward motion. Use your arms. Think about really swinging your arms. If you want heart rate to come up even more, maybe you find some nice big overhead reaches. We're going to do them later, so it's a great idea to warm yourself up. Let's stick with this jog and maybe a reach for 3, 2, find your way back to your original space. 1, coming into some sort of a jack. I'm going to keep my jack low intensity, being mindful of my downstairs neighbor, of just kind of starting the day out, feeling a little kinky on a Monday. Do your best with the body that you have today. Awesome. Let's get about 5 more. 4, are you getting full range of motion with the arms? Last 2, 1. Awesome. Shake it out for a second. Actually take a couple kicks with your feet forward. And let's go ahead and get right into round number 1. I'm going to ask you to march just to keep your heart rates up while I tell you what we're doing. I'm going to move my mat out of the way because we don't really need it for the first couple of moves either. Okay, move number 1 is going to be a squat. Your choice of what kind of squat you're going to do today. You can do a narrow squat. You can do a squat and step out. You can do a squat and add a hop. You can go for a goddess squat with your legs really wide and down. It's up to you. We've got 4 different rounds. So I want you to think right now while you're jogging of at least one type of squat that you want to do. Perhaps you'll be inspired by some of the squats I get into. Let's start round 1 in 3, 2, 1. Any kind of squat that you want to do. I'm going to hold on to some weights while I'm doing these squats too, at least for round 1. Weight is big time in your heels if you're going for a traditional squat. And even though your belly might come towards your thighs, we're not intentionally leaning down. We're keeping our chest up, sending glutes back behind you like you're reaching for a chair. I'm going to try this with the weights up my shoulders so that they don't pull down. Awesome. 20-second break. You can do whatever you want during your 20 seconds. I'm going to pull my pants up and keep a little bit of a jog going. Get a little extra energy burn. Keeping heart rate a little bit higher. Next round of squats. 3, 2, go for it. I'm going to switch to that nice wide goddess squat. So that first squat that I did with the narrow stance, it's a lot more of the quads and the glutes. This one's getting a lot more of that inner thigh. So if you know that that is an area that's weak for you, do it. Whichever squat you think is the most challenging squat, I want you to do 1 round, including that. Whether that means you're adding in a jump, you're adding a little side to side motion, Back to it, 20 seconds, recovering your way. 10 seconds left right here. 3, 2, 1, round 3. All right, I'm going to add in some hops. I don't want to, but I think they're hard, so I'm going to. Also, compromising with myself, hopping every other time, but still trying to find a really steady pace this time. Awesome. Keep up the great work at home. Bring that challenge for yourself. We'll start to feel a gentle little burn here. That's what we come for, right? We got to challenge ourselves to make a change. 20 seconds of rest. Only squats that we have to do together today. One more round. One more round. Do-do-do, do-do-do. What are you going to do? Decide right now. We start in 3, 2, 1. You're going to come on back to these goddess squats with a little bit of a heel raise this time. Just realized I put my weights down. That's okay because I still feel the challenge in my lower body. And that's all that matters. For you at home, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It matters what you're doing. If someone else is working out in the room, that's great. But their workout, their body is not your body. I want you to be mindful for yourself. Be realistic. What can you do today? Take a break, 20 seconds, because there's always tomorrow. You can always come back and try again. So be smart for yourself. Find the challenge that works without hurts. In my mind, those were about to rhyme. They did not. All right. Grab a quick sip of water if you want. We're moving on for round 2. We're going to break it down a little bit. I know I said bicep curls and overhead presses. Let's do some bicep curls. Let's do some overhead presses. Let's also find a round where we focus on just each of the movements. So first up is going to be bicep curls. Take your challenging or somewhat challenging weight. Remember, you can always switch up the weight or put it down. We're going to get a full range of motion all the way to the top, all the way down to your thighs in 3, 2, 1. Let's do it. Find your static stance. Maybe your feet are staggered. Maybe your feet are side by side. I'm going to be honest with myself that I could be lifting a heavier weight right now. I'm going to switch it up. Will I want this heavier weight when we add in the overhead press? Maybe, maybe not. I can always try. And if it's too much, go back down. But you gotta challenge yourself to see that change. If you're still using the same weight that you've always been using, can you bump it up? Take a break. It also depends on what your goals are. Are you here for fun? Are you here for just maintenance, just keeping it up, just finding some movement, feeling good? Cool. But if you're looking to make a change, if you want to see muscle growth, you got to bring that extra bit of challenge. All right, next up, we're going to add in an overhead press. Let's do it. I'm going to switch to my lighter weights. So finding that bicep curl and then overhead press. You can do whatever kind of overhead press you want to do. I'm going to kneel down to make sure you can see my whole body. Maybe you're turning hands, palms in and going for an overhead press. Perhaps you've switched even to a hammer curl to make that happen. Maybe you're going for a traditional bicep curl and then finding a little bit more of an Arnold press at the top. Maybe you bicep curl, turn out wide, find a wide press at the top. Up to you. I want you to take a little bit of a break right this moment, but I want you to take the opportunity to bring the challenge that is right for you. Try something different. All right, so next up, we're going to do a round of just the overhead press. Just the press. I'm going to come back down to kneeling and let's begin. Awesome. So I'm going to challenge myself a little bit more with these wide arms. You can keep doing both at the same time, but if you find that your weights are getting heavy, perhaps you switch to one arm and then the other. I like trying to keep elbows in line with the shoulders. A little bit more challenge than you'll find with your arms down and then pressing back up overhead. So just see what works for you today. We've only got one more round of this bicep curl overhead press. Make sure you're not overarching your back. That means your weight's a little too heavy. Awesome. We got 20 seconds of break. 20 seconds of break. What are you going to do? I'm just going to take myself some planks because we don't have any planks in today's workout. I just want to keep moving during these 20 seconds. But if you want to take a total break, please do. Awesome. Last time through. Let's find it. Bicep curl, overhead press. You could be kneeling on the floor too. I like kneeling for a lot of motions where we're going up overhead because we're lowering the center of gravity. So if you find that, you normally press up overhead and a big arch comes to your back, A, that might mean your weight's a little too heavy, but B, maybe it's just the center of gravity. Try the same move from your knees, see if it's a little bit easier, and then you can work on doing it standing again. Yay, one last 20-second of some sort of movement. Just trying to work through the full 4 minutes of each set. You got a break coming up. You got a real break coming up. Yay! Grab some water if you want it. Shake it out. Oh, make some space. Okay. Options for this next round. I'm going to start off showing you the easier move. And then for round 3 or 4, we can consider doing the harder move. So we're going to step back, some sort of a step back. Maybe it's literally just a step. Maybe it's a step back and actually bringing that back knee down to a lunge, keeping your hips forward, belly pulled in. You're going to step up and find a knee drive. And then carefully, can you step that leg all the way back into a lunge? So the idea is we're trying to eliminate this middle step before the knee drive. But if you need to bring it today on either side, then you do. And if you want to hold weights, you can. We're going to start in 3, 2, let's do it. So we're taking a big back lunge or just a step back. Hips are staying squared, knee drive. Weight is in your front heel. But as your opposite leg moves, you're moving it as quietly as possible. This next time that we come through on this leg, I'm going to give you the option of even bringing that back knee all the way down to the floor and then standing up, taking a front kick. So just showing you that now. Back knee touching all the way down and then standing up and kicking is an option. 20 seconds to yourself for when we get to round 3. Otherwise, we're going to do the same thing. Step back into a lunge, knee drive, opposite leg. In 3, 2, 1. Well, let's do it. So stepping back into your lunge or just a step back into your big knee drive. Step back, knee drive. So you can use this first round to practice getting that back knee towards the floor. But as that back knee comes down, what's happening with your static legs knee? Make sure you're getting that good lunge form. So knee is not going super far ahead of your toes. You're going down and back instead of down and forward. No forward. All right, jog it out. Option to bring that back knee down and take your forward kick as we come into round 3 of move 3. In 3, 2, one. So I'm gonna step back, bring that knee all the way to the floor, step up, front kick, back knee all the way tapping down. And if the floor feels far away or if it's really hard, grab a pillow, put a pillow on the floor for you to tap this back knee onto, and then find that big kick. And I'm still trying to eliminate tapping my foot down between the back knee drive and the front leg kick. We got about 5 seconds left. We get to lay down on the floor after this, so keep it up. Yay! 20 seconds to go. I want to apologize, y'all. I know my energy is a little low today. I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm still here doing my best, and I hope that you are too. All right, last side in 3, 2, let's do it. So big, working to bring that back knee to the floor and the kick. This is my side that feels a little not as good. So maybe I'll move a little bit slower because I'm working smart. And I hope that you are too. Control, control, control to find that tap of that knee down on the floor. Or you're still just stepping it back. Totally okay to still just step it back and find a knee drive, or just step it back and come into your front side kick. 20 seconds, jog it out, keep moving. Some form of keeping it moving. Woo! We got this, y'all. I also just realized my clean sheets here sitting right there. Monday. Oh my gosh. Let's hit the floor. We get to lay down on our backs. This is great because during the break between these rounds, we're just going to rest and catch our breath. Okay. Now you can have weights here if you would like. Just grab some threes to do a little something, something. Okay, so laying down on your back, you're going to send your toes up towards the ceiling, as straight of a leg as you can create with your lower back pressed into the floor. We're going to exhale, lift up, and then while you're lifted, if you can, legs lower down, and then you lower down, lift up, legs go down, your back goes down. All right, in 3, 2, 1. Begin. Now, if that's too much for you, you need a little something less. Keep your feet on the floor. Just exhale, find your lift. Inhale, find your lower. And if you want to start off there, just to be a little bit easier to work your way up, it's the same motion as if your legs are up towards the ceiling. We're just eliminating the leg drop if you need to for round 1. Whew, it is either getting hot in here or I don't feel good. All right, take a break. Take a break. Take some really big, deep breaths. 1 round down. We're more than halfway through the whole workout, everyone. We can do it. If you're going to go for those legs up towards the ceiling, straighten them back up again. Ready? Begin. So exhale, find that lift. And if you need an in-between move, you lower back down, and then you find your legs going down and then back up. Exhale up. If you need to, head comes back down, and then you find your leg lift and lower. Otherwise, try and keep yourself lifted while those legs lift and lower, and then release yourself when they come back to the top. And you only need to release your heels as close to the floor as you can while your lower back stays on the mat. So maybe you're just coming into a bit of an angle today, especially if you're take a break, challenging yourself to find that lift. Whew, things are getting really sweaty here. We got 2 more times through to do what works for you. Legs up towards the ceiling. Here we go. All right. I know that you're definitely warmed up now as we're coming in to our round 3 of our 4th move. Oh, I'm just going to take a little modification. Remember, every day is different. It does not matter what you take a break, what you did yesterday. I mean, it does, because you want to make sure you're showing up for yourself. But no judgment if where you are today, if you need to take a little bit of a break or a step back, or maybe today's the day that you can ramp it up a little bit more. Be honest with yourself, and let's get this 4th round. Send your legs up towards the ceiling and begin. Abs are working today, especially if you're really trying to stay lifted, extra little bit of contraction while you find that leg lift and lower. Oh, take a break. That felt like a very long 40 seconds. I'm going to be honest. All right, stay close to the floor. That's our last move. We're doing from kneeling. Last move, then we get to stretch out. Sounds good to me. Okay, so we've got a kneeling wood chopper. You're going to bring one foot to the front, starting with my right foot to the front, just in this kneeling 90 degree angle. If it's too much on your back knee to be down on the floor, fold your mat over to give yourself a little extra bit of love. All right, so we're going to find a bit of a twist. The side that you have the knee down on the floor, your weight is going to start by that side. And even if you're doing this with no weights, even if you're just moving your hands, pretending like you're holding onto an axe, a little rotation through the shoulders while hips are still trying to stay square to the front of the mat. So back knee is pressing down, glute is pressing down, hip is opening, so much engagement in the lower half of the body. And as you inhale, you're going to rotate, turn, look in the opposite direction, but try not to let your hips rotate as your arms come up overhead. So you're looking over to the right, and then you're looking over your left shoulder. We'll start the motion off a little slow, and as you start to feel confident, I want you to pick up the pace. We start in 3, 2, let's do it. So I'm holding on right at the head of the dumbbell, rotating through the shoulders. Inhale, arms come all the way up. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms come down. I know we already worked our shoulders a bit today, so they might be a little bit tired here. That's okay. Yay. All right, let's switch those legs. I want you to just keep doing the same thing that you did last time for round 2, and then I'm going to give you some thoughts and feelings for round 3. So this time, weight is starting off by your other leg, the other knee down on the floor, chest is lifted, belly pulled in, back is engaged. Find your big chop and toss. So you might notice right now that you're focusing a little bit more on one direction. Are you focusing more on the chop? Are you focusing more on the throw up overhead? On our 3rd and 4th round, I want you to equally think about your chop, and I want you to equally think about having some strength in this toss. Get a little bit more core work into. Awesome. So let's switch our legs. I'm also going to come down to a lighter weight so I can throw with some control. So you're really thinking about chopping the wood and then tossing that firewood over your back in 3, 2, engage, 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 begin. How's this feel? A little bit different with a focus on both the toss and the chop. You got about 10 seconds left. Last move of the day, last time on this side. 3, 2, take a break. Let's switch those legs. Last motion of the day together. Oh, I hope you're starting to feel a little sweaty, a little tired at home. 3, 2, 1. Find your chop, toss, chop, toss. Do you feel that a little bit more through your obliques too while you focus on both moves, not just one? Chop and toss. So much total body work happening while we're in this kneeling position as well. Woo, 10 seconds left. Are you rocking it out here on side 2? Woo. Go ahead, put your weight down. Bring your hands to the floor. Oh my gosh, give yourself a couple cat cows. Feel free to shake a little bit through your hips, shake a little bit through your shoulders. Take your time, make this cat cow the motion that works for you. If you notice you're making circles in one direction, just make sure to make a couple circles in the opposite direction, even Stevens. Great. Then go ahead, tuck your toes under, send your hips up towards the ceiling, pedal through your heels, belly coming towards thighs, biceps close by the ears, but you can have as generous of a bending your knees in some version of down dog. Maybe press all the way up onto your toes and allow your heels to drop over to one side. And then press all the way up on your toes and allow your heels to drop over to the other for more of a stretch through the exterior part of the hip. All right, when you're ready, walk your hands to your feet or your feet to your hands. On your inhale, find a half lift, find length through your spine. Maybe your hands come to your shins or your thighs. And on your exhale, forward fold. So belly comes onto your thighs. You can take a generous bend of your knees. If you can touch the floor, cool. And if you can't touch the floor, maybe grab your opposite elbow or wrap your hands around your legs. Whichever one that you did, squeeze your shoulder blades together, back and down. Create a little extra space for your neck. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head, no. Shift the weight into your heels, bend your knees, find that big opening of your back, and then slowly roll yourself up. One vertebrae at a time. At the top, shoulders come up, back, down. Stretch your fingers down towards the floor. Big proud lift of your chest, squeeze of your glutes, hips forward. Decompress your shoulders. Turn your hands, palms forward. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, relax your arms down by your side. Let's take one more big breath together. Stretch your fingers down towards the floor, decompress your shoulders, squeeze glutes, hips forward, open hands, palms to the front of the room. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, interlace your fingers behind your back. Stretch your knuckles down towards the floor. Maybe even tuck your chin to your chest. Inhale, look all the way up towards the ceiling. Ooh. Exhale, chin neutral to your chest. Release your hands. Just swing your arms gently side to side. A little bang in the drum. Last little stretch and opening through your shoulders. Yay! If you're game, give yourself a round of applause. Yes, I am a cheese ball, but I'm here for you. I'm cheesy for you, y'all. I'm so proud of you for coming to this Tabata HIIT workout. I hope that you, like me, are finishing it and feeling proud of yourself. Whether this workout went as you expected or not, you showed up for it, and that is so important. I can't wait to see you all again on Wednesday. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Oh my gosh, look at that. Things got schwitzy, y'all.